For many years, Reggie Miles ran a radio station in Chicago. Now he teaches communications at a large university. He says the new digital technology is a much more effective way of broadcasting radio programs than the older technology it is beginning to replace.
Well, digital radio is a technology that's used to change the present state of the signal and compress it to make it smaller, and it has more fidelity, it reaches further, and digital radio has no interference. You can send multiple streams out at one time, and several people can hear it without adjacent stations interfering with them.
Digital broadcasting is being introduced in many countries where it exists side by side with the older analog broadcasting.
In the European countries, they use it very much so. In England, Australia, Spain, and even in Canada. In the United States, it's not being used as much. What they've done in America is produced a way to preserve the present state of the signal and attach digital information to it. So in America, it's like high definition radio. It's not purely digital. It's a combination, it's a hybrid of both analog and digital.
One of the advantages of digital broadcasting is that other elements besides audio can be sent along with the signal. For example, information about the music that is playing, even pictures and graphics.
Digital stations, they've become production houses, content producers. You could send out all types of information, movie reviews. You can now, with the music that you're playing, you could, on the text channel that's still going on while the music is playing, you can put the names and the titles of songs, information where these things can be, obtained. You could put.
Because I'm sorry, when you have a new digital receiver of some sort, they typically have at least a small screen.
Display. Yes, a display will be on the new digital receivers. They're on the digital receivers in cars in America right now. You can see text information.
In cars and automobiles.
Yes, in automobiles.
But you need a new, more expensive digital receiver to listen to digital radio. Professor Miles thinks there won't be heavy adoption until the automobile manufacturers start installing digital radios in most new cars.
The inexpensiveness of the present radios is, it makes the presentation of a new digital receiver that has a greater expense. People are not likely to purchase it. When the automobile manufacturers get involved with this and make the standard in most of the automobiles, then I think it has a better chance of gravitating into the general population through it being in the cars. People will be more likely to buy it, and then, of course, that will probably bring the prices down on the receivers.
Digital radio allows the broadcasting bandwidth to be divided into an almost infinite number of channels, so it should be a boost to local broadcasting.
That will allow local communities to produce multiple streams of content from one place. If a local community has varied tastes, they could create streams of information for those tastes, and substreams for that as well. As many owners are in the city, they could create programming to serve the entire community in any kind of way they configure to monetize it, because without making money, radio won't survive. They have to make money with it.
Despite its many advantages, digital radio is being adopted slower than many people expected. Digital radio broadcasting is still in its infancy. The radio receiver it requires is more expensive than traditional radios, but digital offers great new possibilities. It provides high-quality audio with room for an almost unlimited number of stations. For Up to Date, this is Burton Bolag in Washington.